Once upon a time, there is a fisheryman named Yết Kiêu. One night, Yết Kiêu saw two buffaloes crashing into each other on the beach. With a pipe in his hand, he rushed over and beat two buffaloes. Seeing so, the two buffaloes jumped into the sea. Realizing that they were magical buffaloes and seeing two furs left on the pipe, Yết Kiêu put them into his mouth. Since then, he became the strongest man in the village. Being good at diving in the water, so he could be under the water up to 6 or 7 days. That year, the enemy sent 100 big ships to attack our seaside. They looted wherever they went by. Our battleships were unable to rival them. The king was worried and he asked the envoys to search all the country for talented men who could fight the aggressors. Hearing that, Yết Kiêu asked to meet the king and said,
"Although I am a lowly man, but I still determined to turn those enemies into food for fish."
The king asked, "How many people and ship do you need?" Yết Kiêu said,
"Your Majesty, I need only myself."
The king was happy and ordered him to lead Navy soldiers to fight invaders. Yết Kiêu asked soldiers for a chisel and a hammer, then he dove in the sea alone and punctured the bottoms of enemy ships. 20 ships were sunk in a day. The enemies were frightened. The general of invaders used a binocular to see through the water and found out that Yết Kiêu walked in sea as fast as on the ground. Then they used an iron fishing net to catch Yết Kiêu to interrogate.
"How many people are there in your country who can dive in water as you?"
Yết Kiêu answered,
"Except people who can live in water more than 10 days. 100 of your ships weren't enough to carry all people like me."
The general of enemies was panicked. He asked Yết Kiêu to show places to catch those people. Yết Kiêu led them to the middle of the sea, and waited the moment when they didn't notice. He jumped down into the sea, disappeared. The enemies looked at each other blankly. At that time, invaders' damage was quite heavy. The invaders believed that there were many talented divers in South Country, so they had to turn their ships back, didn't dare to disturb anymore. The king was happy, praised Yết Kiêu to the sky and bestow an official upon him. After Yết Kiêu died, people built the temples at Van Ninh Sea Gate and at other sea gates to express their gratitude to him.